Welcome to the Foxbody Influencers Podcast. My name is Lance, your host with Foxbody FX. Today on the podcast, I have an interview with a really cool person I have followed on Instagram, and I'm always like, can I please have your car? Because the Teal Cobra is literally one of my favorite colors. I mean, I have a Bimini blue coupe, which is another favorite color, but the teal is just, it pops and it's really special. So I just want to welcome Lindsey Allen. Lindsey, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. No, I'm excited to have you on and interview you. And just, it looks like you're having great weather. You're up in Pennsylvania, and like it looks beautiful where you're at.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's a little chilly today, but we'll take it. No rain, all sun, so that's good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got to love it when there's nice weather outside. You can pull the car out. I love that the car's behind you, and
Oh, yeah.
just a great afternoon to do something like this. So thanks again for doing it, and let's just get right into it. I think one of the things people love the most is a '93 Cobra. Amongst all the Fox bodies, people love the Cobras, and obviously you have a beautiful teal Cobra. So tell us a little about the history of the car. How long have you had it? Where'd you get it?
So this car was actually my parents' car. They got it when I was 13, and they got it from this guy who was an on-the-road truck driver who never had time to drive the car. So literally it just sat in his garage. So they scooped it up from him, and I will never forget the day that they brought this car home, and I was like, I will have that car one day. I have to have that car one day. That is my favorite car ever. And I have lusted over this car ever since. And in 2018, when they were finally going to sell it, they were like, well, we're asking you first. Do you want it? And I was like, definitely. So I've had the car since 2018, and it's been a love story ever since.
That is so cool. I mean, you've basically been around this car since you were like a first teenager. Like
Yeah,
that's a lot of memories, right?
definitely. Yeah.
That's cool that your parents were into those. Like, is this the only one that's ever been part of the family, or did they have others before that?
No. So my parents first started off with a Lightning. They bought it brand new in 2000 when they first came out with a new body style. And then from there, they got this Cobra and decided that they really didn't want to put the miles on it. They didn't want to abuse it. They didn't really want to change too much on it and keep it as original as they could. And
Yeah.
decided that wasn't any fun. So my dad ended up buying a 92 LX, and he did a huge turbo on it, a really cool paint job, half black, half red. And that was actually on the cover of Muscle Mustang and Fast Forward's 50 Mustang magazine. And then from there,
Wow.
he got a 4i T-top coupe, and he did a mini tub on it, twin turbo. That was also in magazines. So those were really fun. Um,
Heck yeah.
yeah, so we're a Ford
Dad
family.
sounds like he's got good taste too.
Yeah, and my sister has a 96 Cobra. So
Really?
yeah, so we're a whole Ford family.
That's awesome. You guys all
Yeah.
share that in common and everything. That's cool. And you guys each have stuff.
Yeah.
It's neat because like the T-top coupe is actually one of my favorite cars. We have an 81 that's a
Oh
project
wow,
that we're doing some stuff with. And so
very
they're
cool.
very, very hard to find. And I drove up near you all the way to Ohio to get it out of a barn about a year and a half ago. So
Wow,
it took me a long time to find it. So
very cool.
I can
Yeah.
appreciate your dad tracking that car down and doing a
Yeah,
cool build.
definitely.
And it's neat that you guys have all had these kind of cover cars, like I think your car's been in a magazine or two before as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has Muscle Mustang and Fast Forwards did a small article on it. So yeah, it's pretty neat. Um, And we grew up going to car shows with our parents. So we would go to the NMRA events and Fun Ford weekends. And, we've done the Woodward Dream Cruise and all that stuff. So that was kind of like a whole family bonding thing that we did. So a lot of fun, a lot of good memories.
That's great, because my kids are, let's see, 17, 12, and 10. I got two girls and a boy, and I'm like, it's good to hear from somebody that now you're on the other side of it, and I have two girls. So it's like, I want them to appreciate the cars and enjoy them when they get older as well and have fond memories. So it's for you kind of growing up and going to those shows and being a part of it sounded like that was something you enjoyed.
Oh, yeah. Very, very fun, very nostalgic for me. So I'm so excited to have this car, especially. So.
Yeah, heck yeah. I'm so glad that you got it from your parents, and it's probably not something you're going to let go.
No. I get a lot of
Just-
offers, but I'm keeping it forever.
that's right. Yeah, guys, stop sending offers. This is not for sale. NFS, all right? It's really good when you have something like that that means that much, it's because for you it's like, I mean, it's been around for a long time. It's the family part. It's also the love of the car. I mean, obviously you have a love for this body style of Mustang, which is a very unique style. I mean,
It
right?
is. Yeah, I feel like you either love Foxbodies or you hate them. I love them.
What Yeah, so it's funny too because I was noticing a post you did not too long ago about the ashtray stuff, and I think it's hilarious too because I talk about, I'm like, it's got to work an ashtray, right? Like the door actually opens and closes and stay closed.
Yeah, it's perfect and it's immaculate. And anybody that gets in the car, I warn them, do not touch the ashtray under any circumstance. Please. If you're going to move the car, just don't touch anything else.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's funny. So how many miles are currently on the car?
25,000.
Wow, that's low mileage too. That's nice.
Yeah, I got it with like just over 23. So I've driven it a little bit, but I really try to keep it at a minimal.
Yeah. So do you just like to cruise in it, or do you like to take it to shows, or you hitting the drag
Yeah,
strip on Friday night, or what do you like to do?
I would love to take it to the drag strip, but again, I just can't abuse this car. So
Yeah.
really, it's just I cruise in it, I have fun, I go to local car shows. There's a huge Monday night car cruise here locally that I'll go to down on the lake. Um, so every now and again I'll get it out, but try to keep as few miles as I can on it, and I just don't want anything to happen to the paint or. So I baby it a lot.
That's good. That's the way you should do a car like that, a 20 something thousand mile, 93 Cobra that's teal. I mean, that's not hard to say, yeah, I got to take care of it, right? You got to baby it.
Right.
So tell me this. Um, when you're out and about and you're driving the car, what's the most fun part about driving this car?
Off the line, through second. What 10 years, so it's really fun and loud off the line, and I like grabbing tire in second, and you know those kind of things.
Oh
But
yeah.
but honestly, I mean, just the sound of the car. I've got a big cam in it, and really, I just I just smile at every red light and every green light. I don't need much
so
more.
so it's got to be probably for somebody else. Like if somebody else, let's just say a guy pulls up next to you, does anybody ever pull up and try to race you or anything like that? Are they always like, oh, come on,
All the time. Yeah, all the
all
time.
the time?
Every time.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
No, I can't blame them. You see a car like that, and then you see you driving, you're like, let's go, come on.
Yeah.
So when you're out and about, you're driving the car, you're going to these shows, you're doing stuff with it. The connection to the car has to be really high for you. But when you're at the house and you're just like you got the car in the garage, do you do like a lot of people do with their cars? You kind of like you go inside, but then you have to open the door again and like peep, like take a quick look, like you just turn around one more time to look at it.
Every time. Yeah. Every time I pull
Every
it,
time.
I say goodnight to it sometimes.
That's awesome.
I'll just randomly start it just because I want to hear it. So, yeah, I love this
So
car.
you said that's awesome. So you said you had a cam in it. What else has been done to the car?
It has some trick flow stuff. So it
Oh,
has
okay.
the um, track heat upper and lower intake, ported polished heads. It has Flowmaster exhaust, uh, Pro 50 shifter. So just enough, to make it fun, but keep it as original as I can. So
Yeah. Oh, that is fun. And like you
yeah,
said, it's the sound. It sounds great. It's good
yes.
to just like fire it up and hear those things run. I'll do the exact same thing with mine. I'm like every now and then, just if I don't need to drive it or whatever, I just get in one of them and crank it up. That's the benefit of having these cars is just listening to them sometimes.
Oh yeah, it's like music.
Oh yeah. So what's one of the things that you think you might plan to do with the car in the future? Do you have any like, hey, I would like to do this or that? I noticed that you had a couple of different sets of wheels. Do you want to just keep it completely, as stock as possible like it is now? Or do you want to make it even more stock and take some of those modifications off? Or what's some of the things you've thought about for the car in the future?
So I have the original hood, and right now I have this Cervini 2-inch cowl hood on it. Um, I thought about putting the stock hood back on, and just, really going with that whole sleeper stock look. I do
Hmm.
have another set of wheels. They're the same, but just chrome dipped. And I actually ended up putting the stock wheels back on because the chrome was like flaking off. So I kind of like the whole really stock look. So I might do
Yeah.
that, but I doubt anything else. If anything, I would probably end up getting another Mustang that I could do more stuff to. But this car, it's just, it's hard to do anything to. I just kind of have to admire it for now. And so I don't have any huge plans for it. But
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So do you plan on maybe attending any car shows this year in 2022
I want
besides
to,
your local cruise?
yeah, I really want to go to Mustang Week in Myrtle Beach. I say I'm going to go every year. I haven't been since I was like 16. So I think this is probably the year that I'll go. Um, and there's an event in October. I think is it Foxtober?
Foxtoberfest, yeah. You got to
Yeah.
come to that.
Yeah. I was thinking about that too. So I do want to hit up a couple this summer because I'm going to take some more time off of work and enjoy myself. So I think that would be really fun and hopefully meet some of the people that I've made connections with through Instagram. I know that they all go to those events. So that would be really fun.
Yeah, it would be. This year is the last year for Mustang Week, and it's why it's back in the summertime because they've been doing it in the fall in like September, but they changed it to June. It's gonna be a hot one, but it's the last official Mustang Week that they're doing. So
Yeah, I'd love to go. Are you going to be
yeah,
there? Oh,
you
cool.
know, I want to go, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to make it. There's
Oh,
another event actually the same time. I have an '89 Celine SSE that I as a barn find that I got.
wow.
And so, being that it's a rare Celine and it was a barn find, and I've left it in its original barn find condition, all original,
Wow.
they really want me to bring it to what's called the Celine Nationals. That's down in Ocala, Florida, the
Oh,
same
cool.
exact week.
Ah,
So I'm like, plus
that's
Mustang Week being that it's in the middle of the summer this year, that's right in the height of tourist season. It's basically sold out. Like this, unless you know somebody, like I don't even know that there's a place to stay at this point. I mean, it is
really.
like packed. And
Yeah,
it's a lot more expensive this time of year. I think this is one of the reasons why they maybe didn't do it in the summer as well as the heat. The
sure.
off season when they do it in September, is definitely a lot more affordable for a lot of people to go as well. And then
Sure.
there's another event now that's taking, kind of the same time frame called Mustang Fest that's in September in Myrtle Beach. So
Oh,
I
cool.
might go to that. It's a week long. I've got some friends in the community that are kind of, organizing and planning that. So I'm looking forward to potentially getting to that. But I also might be in California at the same time. So
Oh
we'll
gosh.
see. It's
Me
a
too.
problem traveling, right? Yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing some Mustang stuff out in California, though.
That'd
It's
be
just such a different vibe out there. There's great car culture and community, and just seeing some of the stuff that's out there. I've been out a few times, but never specifically to do some Mustang stuff. So that trip will have some specific Mustang stuff I'm going to do.
that'll be really fun.
Oh yeah, but definitely Foxtoberfest. I mean, that is literally, legitimately the biggest Fox Mustang show in the country, in the world. I mean, it's last year they had well over 700 Fox bodies. So it
Wow.
is. It's
And
in this year. It's going to be in the infield of the Charlotte Motor Speedway. So it's going to be inside.
that's so cool. Yeah, I'm really
Yeah,
looking forward to that one.
absolutely. Yeah, you should make it. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Come hang out
definitely.
with us.
Yeah, I will
Trailer your
for sure.
car and trailer your car and hang out. So that'd be fun. So
Yeah.
let's talk about some other stuff too. I mean, obviously the Cobra is amazing, what you do and all that kind of stuff. You have a big social media presence, and obviously you're on Instagram a lot. What do you like the most? Because I see that you do other things as well. You obviously like to shoot, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I really enjoy shooting. It's been a hobby of mine probably since I was a teenager. Um, and with my property, we can shoot out to 740 yards. So I really enjoy the long distance shooting. Yeah, yeah, it's really
Wow,
fun.
that's awesome.
Um, so that's one of my bigger interests is that I really love archery as well. Um, I used to be really avid in that. I'd go to a bunch of like 3D events all over. Um, so that's a lot of fun. Um, you like
That's
to
cool.
shoot?
So you're kind of like Lindsay Sniper Allen is more like what it should be.
Trying
Jeez,
to. Yeah,
700 plus yards.
yeah.
I
Well,
don't know
when you
that I
have
could
fun.
even hit like a cow at that far. That's a
Oh,
long
you could.
ways.
We've got a really good setup, so it'd be easy. That's all you need.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. And I do like it. I like shooting steel at a couple hundred yards. There's nothing more satisfying than that sound. It's really nice.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and I
A bow
like
and arrow, I enjoy it, but I'm not as proficient. Obviously, I would never say I'm good at it. I have just limited done it.
it's one of those things that it's like I'm doing it and I'm like, is this actually fun though? Like it takes a lot of focus, concentration, your breathing, all of that. So it's more like, you're doing it for the skill of it. And it takes a lot of
Yeah.
practice. So, you know, and you have your good days and your bad days, and you just have to put it away sometimes and try again the next day. But overall, I enjoy it. I like a challenge, though.
Yeah, a good friend of mine, Enrico, that lives in my neighborhood, he actually enjoys shooting a recurve bow. And I had never shot one of those. And I was like, I go over to his house, and he's Israeli special forces. I mean,
Oh,
he's like legit guy. You just never want to mess with him. He's like a Krav Maga instructor, and he's like doing rolls on the ground and then hops up and like shoots the recurve bow and hits his target. I'm like, no, dude, I am not going to be able to do that. Don't even try to like just show up.
recurves are really hard. I'm not a fan. I like my compound bow. A little more
Yeah,
forward,
I'm
easier.
definitely with you. The compound bow seems a lot better as far as friendliness and being able to just continuously shoot it and maybe get on target.
Yeah, definitely.
So guns and stuff like that, you just like shooting long stuff, or you like shooting like certain short pistol, or what else do you like to do?
Yeah, I mean, I like to plink around with my carry guns. So I've got a couple 45 handguns that I like to shoot at like a closer range. Sometimes I'll go to like an actual like indoor shooting range if the weather's bad. So I really enjoy that too. So I'm not biased. I like all guns.
Yeah, me too. I'm definitely a gun fan. I love going shooting. I like going as often as I can. It's unfortunate that I don't have the same, access to the land to just go outside my house and shoot like you do, which is a really big benefit, especially, you probably use it even if it's cold. It's probably even kind of neat to shoot in the winter, I would assume, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I do get some coyote and some, critters on the
Uh-oh.
property that need taken care of. So
There you go.
all seasons. So
That's awesome. Yeah, so to talk a little bit more about the car stuff, I always like to talk about like the cars that people have, but you mentioned maybe getting another Mustang. Do you think you would get another Fox body, and if so, what kind?
I would love to get another Foxbody. Um, quite honestly, I'd love to get a notch. I don't know why I'm such a huge fan of that. I
There
loved
you
my dad's
go.
notch that he had. Um, I don't know. I just think they're so sexy. So I would like to get one of those. Do something fun with it, like a turbo, and something I could abuse a little bit more and not feel completely terrible. Um, so
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So you have a teal Cobra. If you got a notchback, what color would you paint it, or what color would you want to buy?
I think red. I'm on a red
Really?
kick. I love
Yeah,
bright
you
red.
like
Yeah. My friend
okay, so like the bright red.
has got me on a red thing. So,
So like this one in the background.
oh, definitely.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's undergoing a little bit of surgery right now. It's getting mini tubbed and putting
Oh,
some wide wheels on the back, and it's getting a big supercharger. It had a smaller supercharger. It's getting like this new giant one. So it'll be
okay.
stupid fast after it's done. It
That'll
just
be
got a
fun.
new, roll cage and everything. So it's kind of going through like it's going to still have a full interior, but it's going to be a lot more race car kind of Mustang, like you said. Like you want something just to really, get on. That'd be that
Fun.
one.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Now I can't wait to get it back. It's going to be a lot of fun to drive around and potentially bring that one to Foxtoberfest. So that's kind
Great.
of the problem when you have a couple or a few or multiple. My buddy Brandon and I kind of do this Foxbody FX thing together on the car situation, and so sometimes it's like there's too many, to like decide which ones to bring.
I
So
call that
you know,
good
you got
problem.
yeah, it is. It's definitely good problems. I've like not. I'm not complaining, But when you talk about bringing them to a show, it's like I can't just like have an 18 wheeler and fill it up or bring the whole thing there. So you got to figure out what you're going to bring and decide, and then you go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, it's neat that you like notchbacks. It's definitely one of my favorites. I have a Bimini Blue Coupe as well that I absolutely adore. It's a notchback and doing some stuff with it. And but as far as like the body styles go, the Cobra is so unique, right? I mean, just like the rear spoiler, the wheels, some of the attributes to that car, I find it to be very very good looking.
Oh yeah. That's what I like about the Cobra. It's just stock. It still looks really sexy. So yeah, it's been my favorite for a long time. So I feel very
Yeah,
fortunate.
and the teal is the best color by far. Like I
See,
like the
that
red, I like the black.
I love the teal, but that's one of those things that people either love it or they hate it. Like sometimes I'll bring it out and people are like, "Oh, I'm not really down with that." And I'm like, "Really? Okay."
I don't know those people.
Yeah, I can identify with those people, but
Me
I
neither.
give mixed reviews.
It sounds like aliens to me. I don't even know
I
who those
know,
people
right?
are. The heck's wrong with those people?
Exactly.
So tell me about this. You got some cool car story history with your family and your dad and all that kind of stuff. You've got an awesome Fox behind you. What's the worst car you have ever owned?
I have to say, I don't think I've ever owned a bad car. Like, I know that
No.
sounds so weird, but like, I even liked my first car. My first car was an '04 and a half Jetta GLI. So
Okay.
I know it's a Volkswagen, I get it, but
It's
pretty
okay.
cool
I'm not
looking car.
biased.
it had BBS wheels, it had Recaro racing seats.
Yeah, that's
It was
cool.
a fun little car. So that was my first car when I was 16. Um, and then from there, I did go the German route. I had multiple BMWs. So I don't know. I've liked all my cars.
Hey, another good problem to have, right? A
Yeah,
lot of people like they have
exactly.
that ugly worst car story they had to drive around for a little bit or whatever at some point in their life, and so that's cool that you don't really feel that way, even though you had a VW. You don't feel like it was like a piece of junk, and you liked it.
Yeah, I loved it. I ripped all over town in that thing.
So being up there, you're in grape country. You told me in the green room beforehand. You have
Hmm.
actual like a grape vineyard on your property.
Yeah, yeah. So right now it's down to 60 acres of grapes. There is a whole farm crew that takes care of everything. They maintain the vineyards, they do the big harvest in the fall, and then the grapes go to juice, and it gets sold to Welch's. That's who we're contracted through. So no wine grapes, just juice grapes, but it smells really good in the fall and it's super beautiful. So I love it.
That's really neat. So you guys actually have a crew that comes in, just takes care of it, and you probably do some sort of split or something at the end. That's the way to
Right.
do it. You're not out there having to do it all yourself.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it with these nails. Just kidding. But
No, I hear you. That's exactly right. So you had told me earlier, you had said, "Hey, I had this funny story. My parents had this lightning. Tell us about that."
yeah, so my parents have 2000 Lightning that my dad did a lot of mods on. Probably up to like 400 or 500 horsepower. And, they would go every weekend to car shows. So if I didn't go, would be left at the house alone. And, just seeing that thing sitting there was really, really tempting.
Okay.
So I may or may not have definitely taken that Lightning out and went for quite a joyride. And not only that, I might have recorded it and
Oh,
uploaded it to
nice.
Facebook because at the time my parents didn't have Facebook, but like 10 years later they did. And my mom saw that video.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. She wasn't extremely mad, but she wasn't extremely happy. I think they just expect that I'm going to do things like that. So, you know, I was just
So
helping him
that,
out.
that so
Good
the,
German.
so did you get rid of the video, or is it still on Facebook?
Oh
I know
no,
people
I
are gonna be
still
like,
have
"Oh,
it.
let's go check it
I
out."
love it. Yeah, I'll have to send it to you. The
Yeah,
supercharger
send it to
mine
me.
is chef's kiss. It's beautiful.
There you go. That is so funny that you did that. Oh my gosh! And then it's great that your mom didn't see it for like a decade, and she finally found it. She got up on the Times and got Facebook, and she's like, "What is this?"
Oh yeah, yeah. They kind of expect that out of me. I think I'm kind of the wild child of the family, but hey, if you're gonna have me grow up around high performance vehicles, I mean, what do you
That's
expect?
right. Yeah, that's right. I guess I'm kind of in for it then, huh?
Yeah, have to be.
In the
Yeah,
future, I
get
guess I'm
ready,
in for it.
buckle
Yeah,
up.
I'm. I told my daughter that just started driving. I was like, you're getting a Ford Escape. Like you're not getting anything crazy. You're not driving any of that kind of stuff right now. But I told her, I was like, but I need to teach you how to drive like that. So like, we'll have to go to the track and have like a track day or something with her. I think it'd be, yeah, I think if you teach them early on the respect of the vehicle and how to drive them, I think
Yeah,
that they'll do better with it versus learning on their own out on the streets.
I agree.
Yeah,
From
absolutely. Yeah, from experience. That's really funny. So, speaking of that, of the kind of the favorite stuff, what's your favorite food? I always ask people, and I'm curious, like favorite food, favorite snacks, those kind of things.
Steak. I'm a big,
Oh,
big eater. I could eat
I love
steak
steak.
all day, every day, any meal. Doesn't matter.
You are
That's my jam.
just like a friend of mine, Jasmine. We had a pool party last night for our neighborhood, and she came, and her husband Enrico, and we're sitting there talking, and it was like the neighborhood had like supplied some stuff. They like, here's a bunch of fried chicken, and then we brought like a cool salad like with beef and all this stuff. And she was like, I just don't know what to do with food when there's not steak. I was like, and she's
Yeah.
definitely like that. It's like I think like she would eat it every day.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No sides for me. Just the steak.
I am so with that. Like that is, I actually do that quite a bit. It's good for you. It tastes amazing. Like just grab a steak or two, grill it out, and then you got leftovers if you don't finish it all.
That,
Perfect.
yep. I'm here for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what's something that you guys like to do up in that area? Because it's such a different part of the country. I mean, it's getting springtime. Obviously, what are some things that people like to do? You're up, what, near some of the lakes up there?
Yeah, I'm right on Lake Erie. So being that it is a lake town, I mean, tons of boaters, tons of water activities, jet skis. But really, I think a lot of people around here are really into hunting and fishing. It's super rural out here, so I think a lot of people, spend their time deer hunting, um, you know, perch, walleye on the lake, trout in the rivers. So a lot of outdoor stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So I noticed you got your Summit Racing. Looks like a vintage shirt on or something. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so this is from a car show. I'm pretty sure my mom won this. And yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite shirts. I have
That
all of
is
her
really cool.
like Ford shirts and car show shirts, and so I'll rock them time to time.
That is awesome. So Lindsay, just you guys obviously you're in a great area in the country up there. You're having great weather. You like to go back and forth. It looks like to Florida on your Instagram. Is there a certain part of Florida you really like to vacation or visit a lot?
Yeah, so the golf side, I really enjoy
Oh yeah,
so much. My parents actually moved down there full time to like the Fort Myers Beach area.
yeah.
Kind of like my second home at this point. I go probably once a month. This month I'm going twice, so I tend to go a
There you
lot
go.
to visit them. Yeah, it's a great area to visit. And we grew up going there, so I really enjoy it. Um,
I love
I
the
make,
golf. I mean, that's basically where I'm from. So
oh yeah, yeah,
yeah.
definitely. It's a way different vibe. I mean, don't get me
Oh
wrong,
yeah.
I like going to Miami and, whiling out, but the golf is like calm and chill and really beautiful, and the beaches are perfect. So I love it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the water. Yeah, we're planning a trip to Sarasota in August, so I can't wait. Like it's just, I love the beaches. The water down there is amazing.
Very nice. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. So you said wilding out, and earlier you had mentioned a story. I don't know if you want to tell it or not, but you had a kind of a crazy experience happen, right? I mean, I think at your hair salon. Tell us
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. So a couple years ago, I was at my salon working on my client, who's actually a really good friend of mine. And we had a girlfriend who said, "Hey, I'm going to stop by the salon and come say hi to you guys." We're like, "Okay, cool." So we were expecting our friend to show up, and the door opens, and I freeze instantly. There is this guy with a hood tied tight around his face, gloves on, comes charging in, and he's like, "Give me all your money." And I was like, "What?" And I like have gloves on, and I'm coloring my friend's hair purple, and I am
Oh
like,
my
and I'm
gosh.
like, are you serious?" And he's like, give me all your money right now. And he like reached into his pocket, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know like if he has a gun or a knife or whatever. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, like my gun is in my bag, my wallet is in my bag. I'm gonna go in my bag and grab my wallet. So instead I pull out my 45 Kimber and point it at his face. And this guy
Dang.
screamed at the top of his lungs, ran so fast out the door, broke the door on the way out. I had so much adrenaline going at this point that I start marching down the block, like running as fast as I can with the
Oh
gun
my
to try
gosh.
to. I don't know where he ended up going, but then I was like, ooh, I better go back inside.
Oh my gosh.
When I come back, my friend is like pale white, and she's like, oh my gosh, that was awesome. And she like hugs me, and she's like, we have to call the police. And I'm like, why? Nothing happened. She's like, oh my gosh, Lindsay, like you have to call the cops. Like that guy tried to rob you. I'm like, yeah, we took care of it.
Oh
So
my
she calls the
gosh.
cops. 5 seconds later, every Erie PD is like coming in and like questioning us, and we're like out trying to find this guy. Never found him. Really scary
Oh
though.
my. Wow. Yeah.
But
Well,
you know,
if
it
you
just
guys, I was
proves
just
my
gonna say, if
fear
you,
in guns, you know.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was just about to say, look, if you guys are watching this or listening to this, this is one chick you don't want to mess with.
Yeah, don't come to that barbershop.
Don't come to that barber shop unless you want to get your hair did.
Yep, exactly.
That is wow. That is an incredible story. Good for you for the bravery. Like, I mean, it goes to show like you were prepared, like especially mentally. Like you knew, like here's the plan. Like,
Yeah, and I mean, you don't really know how you're going to react until something like that happens, because when adrenaline's going and nerves and you're scared, I mean, you know, it's easy to kind of like mess up what you're going to think you can do. So, yeah, it was a really interesting experience to say the least.
I bet. Well, this is one Teal Cobra driver you guys don't want to mess with. So just look from afar and enjoy it. Don't try to take it. So Lindsay,
Exactly.
like I love that you like to do all the fun stuff and you seem like you got just a great attitude and positive vibe about a lot of stuff. Is there anybody else out there that you'd like to just say hey to while we're talking?
Hi, Matt Lasiak with NPD. My friend Andy Howard, he's one of my favorite Mustang friends. He goes to all the events, but
Andy's a great guy. He's been on the podcast as well, and he actually
oh,
shot me a message this morning. He's like, hey, I've got this guy you got to have on the podcast. I'm like, okay, sounds good. Just send him my way.
cool. Yeah, Andy's a great guy.
Yep, absolutely. Well, cool. Well, shout out to you, buddy. Yeah, he's actually part of the guys that are planning the Mustang Fest that's happening in September. So
Yeah,
yeah,
perfect.
that'll be fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
you definitely got to get down there maybe for that too. That'd be fun. Well, Lindsay, so thank you so much for being on the podcast.
thank you so much.
I appreciate it a lot, and it's been a lot of fun. I love the car. I love what you're doing, and just
Thank you.
keep having fun with all those things. And I hope everybody has a fantastic Foxbody day.